Wait. Oh. Ahoy! Welcome into the Junk Drawer, part of the Cork Bats Podcast Network. This podcast is the #1 listened to podcast, according to Spotify year in reviews from our mothers. Today is December 6th, 2021. What is up, junkies? I'm Austin. That's AD. What's up, AD?
Let me start off by saying this is a very special week. We are a couple days away from Austin no longer being a party of two at his house. So we are in, it could be any minute. It could be during this broadcast for all we know. So it could be any second.
Well, one of the weeks you were out a couple weeks ago, we did have a scare that I actually had to leave the podcast early. Kyle Ayers was filling in for you. And we had a scare and we had to go to the hospital like immediately. My wife came in and we didn't even get to the Frank fact that week.
Oh, no.
So yeah, we are on last week. If we were in the red zone last week, this week it is first and goal. The due date is Wednesday, so the baby can come at any moment now. And I'm excited, but I'm also equal parts just absolutely terrified.
Both, a lot of emotions probably going on.
I imagine being responsible for another human.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm very excited for you guys. So let this be a congratulations to the both of you. A pre-congratulations, we'll call it, I guess.
Yeah, we can take that. We can accept that.
All right.
This is a podcast where we talk about just about anything, including my future fatherhood.
Right.
And now that we live stream, you can interact. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to comment. We will see those comments. Best ones will get added to the show, and you can kind of interact with us that way. You can react to things that we say or takes that we have, or you could share your own takes, however you'd like. If you're watching on Twitter, you can comment along there, but we won't see it. For whatever reason, our streaming service, we can't see the Twitter. Ever since Twitter went from Periscope to just the Twitter native broadcasts, we haven't been able to see them there. So you can comment, and everyone in the comments will see your comment, but we will not. So if you want to interact, just hop over to the YouTube or Facebook page, and we'll have fun with you there. Also, hit that share button. Hit that share button on Facebook. Hit it on Twitter. Hit the retweet button. Let's get more people in here, because the more people we have in here, the more fun it is, the more interaction we have, and it's a lot of fun. A quick update on our YouTube channel. We said last week, if we get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021, we're going to do an episode. I'm going to do an episode shirtless, and AD is going to do an episode hatless, which it's kind of a big deal. I don't know which is a bigger deal.
I know. And I was going to say this too. This hat in particular, I don't think I'm going to take it off until the Steelers lose again, because I think it could be something, my own twisted mind. It could be the start of something special.
Look, so. I love that. I respect the hell out of you. And I appreciate your fandom for being willing to doing that. But if we get to 1,000 subscribers, you have to.
It's got to come off. You're right.
I mean, look, we know how bad you are with actually holding up your end of bets on this podcast.
Yeah, right. So, but hopefully I can do that.
But this is one you are legitimately going to go. You're going to go hatless if we get to 1,000 subscribers. So hop over to our YouTube page, hit subscribe. I know, like, me being shirtless for an episode isn't much of an incentive, but at least it'll be goofy and ridiculous.
Yeah.
And as always, subscribe, rate, and review. We're legally obligated to say that. We've got a good, back, and ugly. What the segment formerly known as 3 for 3, which is now just known as 3 bad picks. We got that, an update from last week, and then we'll end, of course, with the Frank fact. So, AD, before we, I don't know, without wasting any time, I guess we should just go ahead and name a song.
Gosh, I legitimately just wrote down a woman because I was like ready for it. And here we are again. Let's go with and why can I never think of a song? It's always the song that really just throws me up.
Honestly, there's millions of songs right now in the world.
All right, let's go with Happy Birthday as like a pre-happy birthday to your child.
To my baby.
Your
All
future
right.
child.
Now you're just sucking up. That took you way too long to name
It
a
did.
song.
It did.
Name a woman.
Paris Hilton.
There it is. I love that you wrote that down. Okay. Let's get to our good, back, ugly. What do you got for your good of the week?
It's pretty obvious. Who other than the fake slider himself, Kenny Pickett.
Oh, baby.
Pitt with their first ever ACC championship on Saturday. I was a lot more excited than I thought I would be for it. I really enjoy watching Kenny Pickett play. Kenny Two Gloves. He is a fantastic player and just an all-around great athlete. Like, he's got that, like, like I think Baker Mayfield has something similar where it's like that cockiness, like that, like you've got that like cock in your walk a little bit, but like
the cock in your
Kenny
walk?
He's cocky. Baker Mayfield
okay,
is. Baker Mayfield is, at least.
Okay.
But I don't think like Kenny's taller, obviously, so he's got that going for him. But I don't think Kenny is as cocky as Baker Mayfield. He's just confident. Like the way that he plays, I think it's just going to translate very well into the NFL. And I enjoy watching him play. Did you? I don't know if you happened to catch the game on Saturday. I think you did.
Yeah, I caught the tail end. I tuned in when they already had a massive lead, but I watched them hoist the trophy and everything. And look,
speaking of which, that trophy was like absurd. How big that trophy, the ACC trophy?
Was it?
I think you tweeted it.
No, that was just a. I think that was just a replica of the
replica. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I mean, that was pretty funny, and I
would have
enjoyed
taken like a forklift to lift.
I enjoyed the tweet that someone said 50 likes to make it better. It almost got 50 likes, actually. So
yeah, it's true.
So you might actually have to do that. But Kenny Pickett, though, the thing is about the ACC championship. Like, I'm so happy that they won, but the way that the college playoff is set up, like it didn't really mean as much as it, I guess could have been.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
And even like that, like the 5-6 team for the college playoff, it was Ohio State and I think Notre Dame.
Yeah.
What did Ohio State do to get that? I mean, not that I feel like it doesn't matter, right? Like, that game is kind of irrelevant. What is it for? 5th place? Like,
which game? Oh, you're saying like the non-playoff
5-6 game. The 5-6,
like what is it? It's the holiday, the New Year's Six Bowl. It's like the two games that aren't part of the that aren't. It's like because back when they had the BCS, they had the 4 BCS bowls, but only one of them was the national championship
on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's essentially like that. Like, it was like because they do a rotation of the bowls for the playoff. They the New Year's Six, like the other two that aren't as part of that aren't in the playoff in those years, they're still like heralded bowls, and they're like the best bowls. But
but like, what the fact that they included those teams in like the reveal, like the college playoff reveal, like, it's like, oh, how could you even be happy about that if you're Notre Dame? First,
like, saying, yeah, hey, you guys are the first losers.
Yeah, like, congrats, guys. Here's like the consolation bracket.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what they're saying. But obviously Pitt didn't even make that. But do bowl games even matter now? Like, that's like, I guess there's more weight on an ACC championship than there would be if they just won the Peach Bowl, right? Like, it's like winning the conference is a bigger deal. But enough about the college playoff. It's just,
I could go off on the college football playoff.
Well, and
the fact that there's even like a human, like there's a like humans serving on this like jury, essentially, that there's humans like on the selection committee for college football, to me is the dumbest thing in sports. Think about this. Like, Michigan beat Ohio State and jumped up to number 2 in the country. Then Michigan goes off and destroys Iowa in their conference championship game. 42 to 3, maybe, I think was the final.
3. I think they only put up 3.
42 points, 42 to 3. Absolute domination. Then now, look, granted, Alabama had a very, very impressive win. But how can you sit there and say Michigan's the number 2 best team in the country, the number 1 team loses, and Michigan gets leapfrogged by Alabama? Like, I'm not debating. I'm not saying Alabama isn't the best team in the country. I mean,
well, yeah, exactly. Which they probably
They did have
are.
some close wins against unranked Auburn. They lost to at the time unranked A&M. They lost, or they struggled with Tennessee. Like they had some close losses. Like, Alabama was not dominant year round. They were dominant on Saturday, sure. But that's, to me, is recency bias, to where you're going to say, we're going to leapfrog them over Michigan, who Michigan couldn't have done anything better on Saturday.
Like, did they have to shut them out? Maybe it was the 3 points. I don't know. I think...
Yeah. Right. And look, what Alabama did against Georgia's defense, to me, it was incredible, because Georgia's defense has been dominant this year. It's been a historical defense. Now, however, you take a deeper look at Georgia's defense and you're like, who did they play this year? Who was their toughest opponent?
Yeah, true.
Clemson, whose offense also struggled against
all year long.
Pitt
beat Clemson.
Pitt beat Clemson.
Yeah.
So, Clemson isn't Clemson. All right. What else? Auburn, hasn't been great this year. Kentucky, literally Georgia's best wins are not anything. Arkansas is 7-6 right now. So
they were fake good in the beginning of the year.
Right. All I'm saying is look, I'm not saying Georgia's defense isn't great. It is. It's very good. But to maybe also they played a pretty easy schedule. I know I'm
well,
I feel I'm not allowed to say that, because people will freaking jump all over
it's the SEC,
Right.
But,
yeah, exactly.
But I think the other thing too, what this does just gives Alabama a shoe-in for the national championship, which is just ridiculous, because Cincinnati, let's be honest, has no business being there, and I don't think.
Oh, see, I actually think they do.
Okay, maybe they have business being there, but I don't think it'll be close, no matter who they played, whether it was Michigan, whether it was Bama. It's not. I just don't think it's going to be close. Even Vegas,
it's going to be tough. And look, but it's that's not a Cincinnati thing. If they get blown out by Alabama, that's not a Cincinnati thing.
No.
Michigan State, Notre Dame, Clemson one year, I think. Alabama has a history of blowing teams out in the college football playoff. You give Nick Saban more than a week to prepare for anyone, he's going to dominate you. So it's if they get blown out, I hope people aren't oh, well, Cincinnati didn't belong there. You can't say that, because literally they won all of their games, and any team that plays Alabama in the playoff is going to get their asses handed to them.
True. What if a team like UTSA goes undefeated?
I see. I'm in the minority here. I'm the wrong guy to ask this question.
You would say they should be in.
Why not? And people always say the reason people wanted a playoff was because they loved March Madness in college basketball, which to me it's apples and oranges. You can't compare the two. But
you can't even make the same thing. Yeah.
Yes. People are well, let's bring that to football. Why not? Okay, fine. Let's bring it to football. But why is it in football? We love Cinderella stories. Why is that we never even let Cinderella, we never give her an invite to the dance?
You make a valid point, my friend.
It's very two-sided. People are very two-faced when it comes to the whole college football playoff debate. To me personally, I think the playoff is dumb. I think it's, I liked it better. I hope they never expand to 8 teams. I hope I liked it better when it was just 2 teams, because to me, exclusivity is cool. People won't admit this, but when the more exclusive you are, the cooler it is. Think nightclubs, think VIP lounges and nightclubs. Who are the people sitting up there? The coolest people in the club, freaking Drake is up there with his bottle service. Because exclusivity is cool. Think back to Facebook when Facebook first launched.
The college email. Yeah.
Right? You could only get in if you had a .edu email. Then they opened it up to high schoolers. Then they opened it up to everyone. And now
to moms and grandmas and
look at Facebook now. It sucks.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you expand the college football playoff from 4 teams to 8 teams, the more teams are going to get in. It's not going to be as cool. People will say, oh, well, you get great matchups. You get a lot of football. You get great matchups. You get a lot of great football now. The entire college football season, at least when it was 2 teams, with the BCS, The entire season was, if you lost a game, you were done.
You were done. Yeah, right. And
So
there's
whole
been teams
season
that have
was
been
a
screwed
playoff.
by the BCS. You remember back in the day where teams were getting screwed by the BCS. So maybe it doesn't matter what they do, because I feel like people hated the BCS. Like there was always the people hating on the BCS back then. There's going to be people hating on this now. Like maybe there isn't a good solution. Maybe there's just no one can be happy.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, you expand it to 8, and then people are like, well, let's expand it to 12. Let's expand it to 16. And then it's like, then you just have division. You just have FCS football. Like, why? Like, and people are like, well, it works in the NFL. Okay, then watch those sports. But college football is great. Like, why do we have to mess with it?
Well, they're already changing the overtime rules, so like they're already messing with it,
right? And it's the like the Iron Bowl on Saturday excuse me, last Saturday, the week before championship, rivalry weekend, Bedlam,
Auburn, Bama.
The Iron Bowl, and Michigan, Ohio State. Those games would have meant nothing if it was a playoffs of 18 playoff. Because
all those teams would have been there.
All those teams would have been in. Michigan, Ohio State both would have been in. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma both would have been in. Auburn wouldn't have been, but Alabama could have lost that game and still made it in. You're ruining what is great about college football. And college football to me is like, it's the one sport where the regular season is do or die every single week. And with the playoff, like if you expand the playoff, you're not going to get that.
Well, this just makes me think. I'm thinking about these 5-6 teams again. Do you think Brian Kelly knew that they weren't going to be one of the 4 teams? Like, is that why he left? Like, I mean, because what if they did make the playoff and then whoever they just hired today is going to have to fill in for?
Yeah.
Like, why would Brian Kelly leave for LSU if he knew that he was going to be in a national championship?
Brian Kelly must have been like paid hundreds of million. Well, I guess we know what he was paid now because his contract came out. Was almost with incentives. Like I think he gets like 10 million a year.
Yeah.
Which is insane. But yeah, it is crazy to think that like his team did have an outside shot.
I mean, they only had one loss all year. Like,
yeah.
And probably
that loss was to Cincinnati, yeah.
And they probably didn't make it because they're not in an actual conference. Probably, like if they won a conference championship, I feel like they would probably be in it. I mean, I don't know what conference it would be.
Possibly, yeah, right.
Don't you think?
A lot of people hold that against Notre Dame. I don't know. I'm also I'm in the minority in a lot of my arguments. I think Notre Dame, the fact that they don't play in a conference is harder than actually playing a conference, because you can have down years for a conference, but when you don't play in a conference, you're literally getting a sampler platter of every conference,
and you're always playing good teams. I feel like
well, yeah, and it's
the way you schedule them. Probably.
Well, think about the travel too. Like in the SEC, when you travel, you're staying within the geographical footprint. Notre Dame, when you travel, you're traveling all over the country. USC, Clemson, North Carolina, like you're going all over the map. It's just it's tough. So. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on freaking.
No, I'm glad we did. But one other thing about Kenny Pickett and the Pitt Panthers, though.
Yeah.
They have had more wins in Bank of America Stadium than the actual Panthers.
Wow.
Well, not this year, but their last 4 games, they have not had a win. So it's like, I think September 19th was their last win in that stadium. So.
Damn. The Panthers you're talking about.
The Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, rather.
So wait, say this stat again. The
Pitt Panthers have had more wins in Bank of America Stadium than the Carolina Panthers since September 19th.
That's a pretty good stat.
Almost 2 calendar months.
Is it? And they're just 1-0 there, right?
The Pitt Panthers,
yeah. They only played one game. They didn't play like a non-con there. Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. So Pitt Panthers, #H2P.
Vote for Kenny. I wonder if he has a real chance to win.
We should find out what this week, right?
No, maybe.
Isn't the Heisman on Saturday?
Is it this weekend?
I think it is.
Let me see what.
I feel like they should have named finalists by now.
Oh, they didn't. Like he's one of the finalists for sure.
Oh, he is. So he's going to New York.
Yeah. Oh, Bryce Young is going to win.
Yeah. And that's the. I mean, he had a great year, but a lot of that is recency bias. I mean, if he played
That just makes
terrible
me so
against
mad.
Auburn.
Yeah, and he hasn't had that great of a year. Bama hasn't been putting up like, and it's probably literally just because he beat Georgia. I guess.
Well, and you could also do the whole argument. It's like, okay, well, you could put any quarterback in with those athletes around them and put up 4,000 yards passing. Okay.
Yeah, he's plus 2,500. It's not even close, actually.
All right, my good of the week, AD. I got to go for the first time in 364 days. The Detroit Lions have won a football game.
They won a football game, and I'm really sad that I missed this because I was on the way to the game, so I missed.
Well, look, no, yeah, AD, you should be happier than most Lions fans because up until yesterday they were 0-10-1, and that one was sticking out. What do we talk about? The tie column in football is like a zit on your face. It just stands out, and like
you can't hide that.
You can't hide it. All the makeup in the world couldn't cover up that one on the tie column. And that one that was standing out, the one non-loss for the Lions was the Steelers. But AD, the only thing that's bigger than that can hide that blemish is the win column. And the Lions got one in the win. And so completely exonerating the Pittsburgh Steelers. So not only did the Steelers beat the Ravens yesterday, but the Steelers also won in the sense that the Lions beat the Vikings, eliminating their tie and the embarrassment of that. Because if they would have finished 0-16-1 this year, AD, that would have been
a record, wouldn't have been.
It would have. It would first team finish 0-16-1. But it would have been brutal for the Steelers. So
yes, it would have been. No, you're right. You're right. This is good news for me.
You're right. It's great news for you. Keep the hat on. Keep the lucky hat on. AD.
I'm keeping it on. And they play the Vikings Thursday too. So I mean, hopefully they don't tie them. I mean, then we could have some issues, I guess.
Yeah, it's the we couldn't we couldn't beat the Lions Bowl is on Thursday. So Dan Campbell, I love this for Dan Campbell because first of all, I like Dan Campbell. We made a video about him when he was first hired. He said the whole biting kneecaps thing. The dude's so into cannibalism. I'm into a coach that's into cannibalism. Frankly, I don't think enough NFL head coaches are into cannibalism.
We could have more. Yes.
Not like look, Mike Vrabel, for as big of a badass and bully as he is for my Tennessee Titans, like he's never once talked about biting off a dude's kneecap.
Ever, actually. Not that I can recall.
So I mean, the Titans are on a 2-game losing streak right now. Like honestly, I think like they could use a little bit of kneecap biting, to be like, if I'm being frank. And I love Dan Campbell for the fact that like nobody wanted it more than him. And shout out to the Lions social media team for like filming that video of him at the end of the win, of just like, it was just focused in on him. Didn't even show the play, just showed his reaction. And dude was jacked, obviously. I think he's always jacked.
He is jacked, but yes,
steroids. But like, this is a team that had lost on walk-off field goals to the Bears, the Vikings, lost on a 66-yarder, which is NFL record, to the Ravens. And then they lost by 3 points to the Browns, 8 points to the Niners.
They should have beaten the Steelers. It was Mason Rudolph time. Yeah.
Tied the Steelers very easily, could have beaten the Steelers. Like, this is a team that has been so close. And on Sunday, they finally got it.
Well, and not only did they do that, but they made history on Sunday. They were not the first team to be eliminated from playoffs. So this is their team celebrating in the locker room that the Texans have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs before them.
Yeah, how would you like to be a Texans fan right now, dude? Like, you got eliminated from the playoffs before the 0-10-1. Well, now the 1-10-1 Detroit Lions. Like, their playoff hopes are still alive. The Texans
somehow, some way. Yeah, we have no idea how.
Absolutely nuts. Absolutely crazy.
Well, this is what it's like to be.
Also, that video just looked like the Lions' first celebration of the season. Like you could tell, like that was a locker room that does not have those dance clubs every single week, you know?
No, it looks like they won the Super Bowl. It really does. Well, here's the look of a Texans, the state of the Texans fans right now, and it's just not good. You know, it's I feel this, you know, and on the graphic here for those listening on the podcast, it's just a Texans fan, 24-0, 8:46 left in the fourth. Honestly, you just feel for him. He's decked out in Texans gear.
Right.
Is that
right?
what jersey is that? Number Hopkins,
DeAndre Hopkins,
Hopkins jersey.
I mean, jersey, a guy who's hasn't been there in years. But at least they got David Johnson out of it. Yikes!
No, like a second rounder, I think. That's
right.
Cool.
that is, you know, at what point in the season do you start like wearing less team apparel? Like when your team's so bad, like in the Texans case, they're 2-9. At what point do you stop wearing team apparel and start wearing like, I don't know, just like a button down with maybe like a team t-shirt underneath?
Yeah.
Like you start going more casual. Like you don't put on the face paint. You don't put on like the team hat and team beads and team, you know, you just start getting a little bit more reserved with your dress when you go to the game.
Well, and we talked about this, like when you're like traveling to an away game and like in the airport, like if you lose after that, like you're like, I'm personally not going to wear my team's gear. Like
we did talk about this.
Yeah. And it's like the same type of feeling though. At what point do you like, if you're not going to any more games, like at what point do you just like put your Texans gear away for the season? Like maybe it's after Sunday.
But like, even if you are going to games, like I'm saying, like if you go to a game, like I would probably just wear like a t-shirt,
like a neutral color. Like,
and maybe like a zip up hoodie over top of it. So that way I could, you know, I don't know. I'm just like, I think that at some point you have to stop wearing, you stop getting decked out. Even if like you're one of those fans that's like known for being like, oh, I'm purple hair fan.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it's
it's like this guy,
you're like, you don't dye the hair purple.
Yeah. Or like this guy, you don't put the headband on.
You don't do the headband. And that's
maybe you just wear the jersey next time. And
that's exactly what got me thinking about it. Cause he's in the DeAndre Hopkins jersey and the Texans headband. I think he could have gone without the headband this week, you know?
Well, and actually you can kind of see the person behind him maybe is taking that strategy that you are thinking about employing, which is the t-shirt with like the hoodie over top.
Yeah, just like, something over top. You know, it's
you can always zip it up and
you're still showing pride. I'm not saying give up on your team at all.
Right.
Never say that. All right. Like you always show pride in your team, but like you could show a little less pride. You don't have to be so like flamboyant and obnoxious about it when your team is 2-9.
Right.
So
right. I guess he's just happy they have some wins, you know, like Lions fans, but yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All right. What's your back of the week?
Well, speaking of wearing things to games, my back of the week is Santa hats at football games.
Yes.
So, you know, yesterday, and it made me think of it because we were decorating our Christmas tree before the game. And I was like, I bet you there's going to be a lot of people wearing Santa hats at the game. And so riding to the game, there were 4 of us. And we were like I was trying to decide what number I was going to pick for the total. And I was really torn because I think at first I said 11.5 and I was like, that seems like kind of low. And we were like discussing in the car, like, since there were 4 of us, like maybe if there was one of us that was wearing a Santa hat, like we were just thinking about like sample size, like then maybe I would like inflate the number a little bit. Like it probably would have been more in like the 20s. Like that I did see. But anyway, let me start over. I don't think I explained what I was even doing. Before we left for the game, I decided that I was going to count the number of Santa hats that I found at Heinz Field. And I only posted 15, but let me just tell you that there was way more than that. Like, and you will see, like the closer we get to Christmas, that number is like, the next game, the Titans game is the next home game.
December 19th.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, those numbers, I'm gonna have to set the line at like 40, I think.
Let me ask you this, AD. Let me ask you this. So you're walking up and you posted your very first story. You posted correct me if I'm wrong, but you're crossing the Roberto Clemente Bridge in Pittsburgh.
Yes,
and you're walking over to Heinz Field.
Correct.
And you were kind of nervous. You're like, I haven't seen a Santa hat yet. And like, I could sense like, you were like, was this a bad idea? Like, will I even find one?
It's like, I'm hoping to see one at this point.
Right.
Yes.
You're walking up to the stadium and then sure enough, you see one in line before you even get into the stadium. And then it was just like the floodgates. As soon as you got into Heinz Field, you just see Santa hat after Santa hat after Santa hat, right?
It was almost like a SantaCon, like the amount of Santa hats that I saw at this game. And I appreciated the variety of Christmas hats too. Like, I had no idea. Like, there were only a few of like just like the OG like red and white. Like,
yeah, right.
Santa
a lot
hats,
of Steeler Santa hats, right?
Yeah, and I think it was like the first one I saw actually was the like OG Santa hat, and I guess the workers. That was the surprise right there. And maybe I shouldn't have counted them, the workers at Heinz Field,
because you got 5, 6, 7 right there.
There was 3. It was a 3-pack in the back, and I feel like maybe that was a little unfair. So next time for the Titans game, I'm not going to count those.
Okay. So are we gonna run it back at the Titans game? How are we gonna?
Oh yeah, we have to run it back. I mean, that's like what, a week, less than a week before Christmas.
Oh,
there's gonna be. I
think you set the over under at like 30 something, right?
I was thinking in the 40s. Yeah,
40s
at least. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think like this is early December, and there was still quite a bit. You get to December 19th. That's the week of Christmas. Like that
People
is
in the spirit. People in the holiday spirit.
Okay.
And there were at least 10 that I didn't get a good video of on camera. So there was the over just went like.
I like just being super modest. Like that is just stealing money from Vegas. If this was at any sort of sports book, people would have. And what's funny is like 80%. We put it on a poll on Twitter.
Twitter too, yeah.
Of our audience said, "Oh, over."
Like,
give me the over.
They knew it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But and this would have been great, but it would have involved a little extra work for me. I wanted to have a video and like get a video of all the different Santa hats, and then the number 16, or 15 for it to go over. Like at after 14, it was just going to be me like wearing a Santa hat, and I was going to be the last one to make it go over.
Would that be cheating? Would that be?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't have a Santa hat or Steelers Santa hat.
People who would take the under might be upset with that if that was the one that put
like it was fixed or something.
Yeah, right.
So I won't do that, but it would have been there would have been some comedic value there probably.
All right.
What's your back of the week? Because I honestly don't know if anything could be more back than Santa hats at football games, but I'm sure you have something for us.
So AD, I've got something great. Do you remember the name Craig James? Old ABC broadcaster
okay.
for college football.
Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up a picture. I feel like I definitely would recognize his
So
okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So the bowl season was announced this week. And we got a very, very interesting matchup, in my opinion, for the Liberty Bowl. But that's just the working title for this bowl game. Okay. The Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. It's going to be played December 28th. It's going to be played between Mississippi State and Texas Tech, aka Mike Leach and Texas Tech. AD, This is not the Liberty Bowl this year. This is the Craig James son locked in a shed bowl. Okay. Do you remember this story from like 2010? I want to say end of 2010. Mike Leach was fired from Texas Tech for locking Craig James's son in a shed, quote unquote, according to reports, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right? AD, this game being back, this is finally after 11 years. I don't even know if he's played Texas Tech since then. I don't think he has. But after 11 years, Mike Leach can finally seek his revenge for, you could say, his unjust firing. Because so Leach was suspended on the heels of an in-depth investigation by a newspaper in Lubbock on December 17th, the day after Craig James's son, who was diagnosed with a concussion, reported that Leach allegedly mistreated him. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Leach ordered James to, quote, stand in a dark shed at the Tech football practice facility because he thought James was faking a concussion. 2 days later, the paper reported that Leach had James stand in another dark room, quote unquote, for 3 hours. Now,
that sounds like torture.
Mike Leach's attorney, his last name is Liggett, says that the characterizations of when James, where James was put, were inaccurate. Leach was trying to protect the player from a quote unquote unseasonably warm day in Lubbock while he recovered from his concussion. Liggett says that Leach thought James would probably be better off in the equipment room. It's like a portable building. It's not a shed. He says it's air conditioned. It's not very well ventilated to a point where it's a luxury to go in there in the heat. He says not only did he put him in a room out of the heat, but Leach put him in a room that was very dark, which is good if you have a concussion.
Right. So he was thinking he's putting his player first.
Right. Also, kind of sounds like a shed.
It sounds like a shed, but it's air conditioned.
Look, I'm
so
on
a little
Mike
bit more than a
Leach's
shed.
side
A little bit
here.
more than a shed.
Right. I'm on Mike Leach's side, but it sounds like one of those nice sheds that you get, like you spend like thousands of dollars for at Home Depot.
Right.
Like in the garden section.
Like it's already built for you.
Yeah,
like
right. It comes pre-built.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds like Mike Leach put him in. And now as for the allegations that James was put in another dark room a few days later, Liggett, Leach's attorney, said that Leach put James in a media room that he says is being unfairly described as an electrical closet. And then I love this quote. Liggett says, "It sounds like a band from the 60s. I don't know what an electrical closet is."
What?
I'll just say, like, never a good thing when your own attorney has never heard of an electrical closet.
Electrical closet, as if that's like a very rare thing to, like, what?
Like, don't get me wrong, electrical closet does sound like a band from the 60s.
Sounds like a pretty cool band, actually.
It sounds like a dope-ass band, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the Beatles documentary on Disney Plus, but I'd love to see the documentary on the electrical closet.
Hell yeah.
And then so then Mike Leach writes a book called Swing Your Sword. And I think he wrote it with Bruce Feldman, if I'm not mistaken. But in the book, Mike Leach he spills all the tea. All right. Or all the TTU. His strength coach specifically told James not to go into electrical closet by the media room. James admitted under oath that he ignored Pincock's instructions. Pincock was the strength coach. He admitted that he let himself into the closet, that he shot and that he shot a video that would start a firestorm of allegations because he thought it was funny. So Craig James's own son said, like, yeah, he told me not to go in the electrical closet, but I went in there anyway. And then so Mike Leach wrote about the incident in the book, and he said, the thing about it is Adam was big enough and moved decently. He was not fast, but he had pretty good hands. He could have fit in the role of tight end for us, but because he didn't work hard, he was only marginally effective. We could never get him to move out from behind his father's coattails. Together they believed, yeah, I know, right? Together they believed that playing time was determined by politics and influence rather than hard work. And then get this. You ready for this? Mike Leach, from Mike Leach's book. My biggest regret was not cutting Adam James. I kept hoping he would develop a work ethic. He had two position coaches. First, Dana Holgerson, who ultimately went on to West Virginia and had success there. And then, how about this for a name? Lincoln Riley.
Oh, there you go.
He didn't get along with either one. He says, as a coach, you want it to work out. We invested a lot of time in coaching Adam James. We worked hard to try and rehabilitate him, to make him a working part of the team. We thought he may have simply been the victim of his dad's little league father tendencies.
Oh, boy.
And then he'd eventually find a way to be his own independent person. But that didn't turn out to be the case. I should have cut my losses, but I was really hoping he'd improve and stuck with it.
Gosh, that is just an epic. That's an excerpt from a book, he said?
That's from Swing Your Sword, Mike Leach's book, where he just spills all of the tea. So Mississippi State, Mike Leach, against Texas Tech in the Liberty Bowl. Yep. It's now
getting his revenge.
It's no longer the Liberty Bowl. It's now the Craig James locked in the shed. Craig James' son locked in the shed bowl.
That's good insider info almost for betting. I feel like I'm gonna hammer Mississippi State.
Yeah, you got to take Mississippi State, right? Because Mike Leach with the revenge factor.
He's gonna run up the score too. Let's take the over.
He's gonna run up the score, and then Texas Tech is gonna try and get him fired again.
Yeah. He hurt our feelings.
Yeah, abuse.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought that was
that's amazing. Because I actually don't remember that story, but that is incredible. That little excerpt. Wow.
All right, what do you got for your ugly?
Let me pull it up here, but it's the Staples Center.
Oh, rest in
or
peace.
Lack thereof, I guess.
Rest in peace.
Is a better way to put it. It's just like that. Those images just.
That's look, and I know they announced it a while ago. They announced it like probably a couple weeks ago that it's going to be crypto.com
right,
arena, which they're not even keeping center. Like the least you could do is like keep center.
Crypto Center would be actually pretty cool. I could see that.
Would be cool, right?
Yeah,
and it is kind of cool. They are calling it the Crypt, which I think is pretty dope. Like that's a pretty good nickname for an arena.
Wait a second. Is that controversial with
the
Bloods and Crips?
Yeah, if I'm a Blood.
Oh no. I guess Crips are on the West Coast anyway, right?
I think they're both on the West Coast, aren't they?
I'm not really up to.
I know nothing about other than the fact that like you can do like the blood thing.
I was never able to do that.
I can't do it. Is this it?
You got it. I think you actually have it right there.
No, but that's not. I think all my fingers are just sticking up.
So maybe that's not it. But look at how depressing this is. And the tweet "See you again" starts playing. Like just it's so true. It's
yeah. In fact, I'm just gonna hum it while you talk.
Will we ever see Staples? Like, I think this is the end of Staples altogether. The company, and
it's been a long
let's throw Office Max in there too. Like Office Max and Staples. Does anyone buy paper anymore?
What's the difference between, and not to go off on a tangent, but what's the difference between Office Max and Office Depot?
Oh, I forgot there wasn't even Office Depot.
Good
point. Maybe Depot to me sounds like something that would be like maybe like sort of discounted and like it's like more like the wholesale like warehouse and maybe the Max is like the top of line primo shit,
right?
The stuff that I just remember going to Staples as a kid or Office one of those two, and they had like pens in like a glass case and like just like really nice like fountain pens that you could buy and like just
I remember going to Staples and going immediately, like if my dad had to go and buy like software. Remember that? Remember when you had to go to a store to buy
software? Yeah, to buy something to load onto your computer. Yeah.
He would go to the store to buy some software, and I would go immediately back to the computers, and I would play. I would go to Start Button, Accessories, Games.
Minesweeper.
No, I would go because Minesweeper was on every computer.
Oh, the pinball.
No, because pinball started becoming on every. No,
yeah.
I'd go Ski Free.
Oh my!
Do you remember Ski Free?
Yes,
that was only. I never had that on my computer at home. I would have played it for hours, but it was just like the guy who would ski downhill.
Yes,
and then at the end, he would get eaten by an abominable snowman or a yeti or something.
So that's kind of sad actually. The only time you were able to play that game was at Staples or Office.
Luckily my dad made a lot of trips to Staples, so
he had to buy a lot of software.
Yeah, but it was good. But yeah, dude, it's Look, this is tough because it's literally like, I feel like even if Staples did go out of business, which I don't even know if they did or not, but they clearly did not renew their lease for the naming rights for Staples Center. I feel like that it's one of those things where it's like, it should be like Wrigley Field, where even like, I don't even know if Wrigley still pays for the naming rights of Wrigley Field. Like, there's no way the gum is still making that much money to where
I feel like they do.
do they?
I feel like
See if you can look at
Big Gum is doing well.
Big Gum. It's been the pandemic was a great.
Well,
everyone was hemorrhaging money during the pandemic. Big Gum was only making more money. People were chewing gum, stress chewing. It is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No, yeah.
But the only reason I know this is because it's the Wrigley Mars company.
Yeah,
sorry. Mars owns Wrigley now. So
yeah, Mars
like
Wrigley,
a subsidiary of
the headquarters. Like I can walk to the headquarters from here, from where I'm at right now here in Chicago.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, not to brag.
Yeah, geez, sorry. This is right up your alley here.
I feel like the Staples Center should stay Staples Center forever, just based solely off of it's the building that Kobe built. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like with Kobe's passing, like the fact that they're moving on from Staples Center feels like they're moving on from Kobe's era of the Lakers. And to me, that's just sad. That's like crypto.com. What are they calling it? Crypto.com arena?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know. I'm this is tough, dude.
It's going to take some time because it's so iconic. I think that's really what it is. And I'm just reading this now. Staples is no longer a public company. It was bought by a private equity firm. So and they're like no longer focusing on like brick and mortar. So that still exists, but it's more of like the supply, like B2B.
Man,
but it's just sad, and I wonder how much did crypto.com pay?
I mean, probably. And did they pay an actual money?
Oh wow! Actually, now we have a good point. And do the owners of the arena, do they accept cryptocurrency?
That's it.
Because times are changing.
Times are changing. Times are changing.
Oh my gosh! Wait, do you know how much it was? I just looked at the number and
what the naming rights?
Yeah, and it's a very big number.
No, what is it?
Just take a guess. What do you think?
100 million.
Try 700 million on for size.
Stop, dude. 7 for how many years?
Wait, that's more than the damn Staples Center cost
to build,
construct. Yes, yeah. It only cost 375 million to build it.
Oh my god!
Talk about the gift that keeps on giving. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Over 20 years. Okay, so crypto is the future, I guess. Crypto.com is for 20 years.
Damn.
That was like, that reminds me like Heinz Field. So they just had to renew their naming rights. And imagine if like I couldn't imagine Heinz Field changing names. Like, what the hell? Like, because the original deal, which Heinz definitely lucked out on, it was like a 20-year deal for 57 million, which is like, when you put that into comparison of Staples Center and crypto.com, like that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Damn. Can we take these photos off the screen, because it's making me so sad.
Yeah,
like I'm so I don't know. I can't do it.
The future is now, I guess.
I guess so.
The only constant is change.
Wow. Damn. If you take one thing away from this week's episode, just remember that. AD Huff just saying the only constant is change.
It's sad but true. It's sad but true. And much like the seasons, change is inevitable.
Damn, that's so true, dude. All right. All right, AD. My ugly of the week. I've got a couple of uglies.
What's
My
your
ugly of the week. And this one is strictly for you, AD.
Oh,
Mr. Pittsburgh himself.
yes, sir.
I am my ugly of the week is anyone who is against fake slides. All right.
Oh, don't get me started with this. Oh,
Look,
geez.
obviously,
I've gotten into a few arguments about this already too, so I'm glad you're bringing this up.
look, this is so dumb to me. Like literally, this play is no less than like a week old. Okay, not even. It's like
Not
days
even.
old. This play is days old.
It happened 2 days ago.
People are already trying to outlaw it.
People they're trying to change the rule book. It happened once. It happened once.
As if this is like something that happens every week. It's become an epidemic in college football. No, it hasn't. Okay. It was a one-time thing, and I guarantee you right now, Kenny Pickett probably couldn't do that again. Like if he
couldn't do it again. Because no one's done it before. That's the truth. Nobody's done it.
And it's clearly a last second. And look, you can see he's like almost kind of falls down in doing it. And the only reason he pulled up was because the defender, who was like 12 yards off of him, like literally stopped.
He was like, wait, I can actually make this. And was like, whoop, I'm out. Like,
So for you to say
athletic play, talk about an athletic play. Like
literally. Okay. So he's 7 yards off of him. The defender is 7 yards off of him when he pulls up. Okay. Now Wake Forest's coach, Dave Clawson, he said, you just train your players. As soon as your quarterback starts sliding, you stop, because if you touch him, it's going to be a penalty. He started his slide and our kids stopped playing. First of all, did he start his slide?
Starting a slide to me is a knee on the ground, which is being down in college.
Yes.
That is starting a slide.
To me, he just like gave a shoulder dip and like dragged his back toe. Okay. He said he started his slide. Our kids stopped playing. I don't think he did it intentionally, but if he did, he's brilliant. I just think he reacted as an athlete. But what do you tell your players? The quarterback is protected, and there are two guys there who could have made a play but stopped playing because he started to slide. No, Dave Clawson, in my opinion, you coached your players poorly. Like 7 yards off the ball, you don't give up on a play. Like even if he did start his slide there, he would have slid for 3 yards. You're still 4 yards off of him ending his slide.
Or even though he is down, it is college. Or you just go like touch him, like, and that's just like normal, like normal, like you go up as a defender, you ensure that he is down, right? Like you do that, you wait until he's down.
To me, that didn't happen here. I get if he did this in traffic, but the safety started pulling away when he was 7 yards off of the ball. Okay, and then on top of that, your guy, former Steeler, who I honestly I don't like his analysis.
Is it Ryan Clark?
Ryan Clark.
Yeah, I didn't even see this, and I knew that's what you were talking about.
Ryan Clark.
What did he say? Oh my goodness.
Ryan Clark says this is the first step to a targeting penalty because now I can't slow up ever again. That's not true in the least bit. All right. First of all, I love how like all of us hated targeting penalty. To me, there should be no targeting penalty if a player is running with the football. I get targeting penalty for like the defenseless receiver, but now somehow the targeting has moved to anyone carrying the football, to where like if a runner like dips his head and just so happens to make contact with your helmet as a defender, it's targeting. To me, the targeting penalty is the most messed up thing in college football because it expanded from this, a receiver going for a ball, getting lit up, that being targeting, to now anytime anyone makes a big hit, it's targeting. Like the targeting penalty is so dumb, but now all of a sudden we're using the targeting penalty as an excuse as to why this shouldn't be legal. Again, nobody else could do what Kenny Pickett did if they tried, or if they did try, they couldn't do it as well as he did. Like,
and here's the kicker too. He, like, whenever he goes to do it, the point is he's not he's a running back right now. He's not a quarterback in this situation, right? Like until he does slide, until he puts his knee on the ground and slides, that's when he's a quarterback. Until then, he could get lit up. He could get hit. he could get, like that guy could have came behind him and, probably would it have been a flag behind him? I don't know. But someone I was talking to about this, who I got into a little bit of an argument with, who I respect his opinion too. I appreciate his opinion on things, but he said to me, this is comparable to being able to fake fair catch. And I just want to know in what scenario does that make any remote sense? Like being able to fake fair catch, like you can't do that. Like,
right.
like, and how does this have anything to do with a fair catch? A fair catch is a change of possession of the football. Like you are, catching the ball for your team because it's going to be your ball. If you drop that ball, even if you fair catch it, well, it's the other team's ball. Like,
didn't we see the fake fair catch or something?
Someone tried to do it. Yes.
What was it in the Memphis Tigers game? Memphis Tigers Mississippi State game.
He raised it or like waved his hand like below his leg, right, or something. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I'm gonna see if I can pull this up. As you can see, I'm clearly searching Twitter right now for the. And damn it! And the only thing that's coming up are. The only thing that's coming up is oh wait, here we go. So here's the Mississippi State. Mississippi State punts to Memphis, and the ball bounces. Oh yeah, they try and down it, but nobody downs it. And then no one
just grabs it. That's right.
Yeah, no. So I guess it wasn't a.
Even still, even still, in this situation, like a fake fair catch, like let's talk about something that just doesn't exist in football, right? Like it's just like, and the point of being on offense is to trick the defense, right? To score a touchdown, like to trick them.
Right.
What is the difference here? What's the difference between a fake pitch, or like there's.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And that's a great point. And to me, it's like, and it just speaks to where we're at as like in a society to where it's like, if it happens once, we're already looking at change the rules of football.
And that's exactly what I said. I was like, I don't think this has been really an issue. And that's the point my friend tried to make was like, if this becomes a trend, I could see them changing it. I'm like,
okay, if it becomes a trend, let's have that conversation later on down the road.
Yes.
Because one guy has done it. That'd be like right after Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. We're like, whoa, we need to pump the brakes on the number of moon visits we have.
Yeah, right.
It's like, dude, one dude's done it so far. Like, it's like, let's chill out.
Can we just be happy that we saw something great happen?
I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
But everyone's like,
Heisman vote.
Yeah, well, quarterback can't be defended. Anyway, my other ugly of the week. AD, the Dr. Pepper tuition toss. Okay. And I think it's time we have a discussion about this.
I like where you're going with this because this is something I've also wanted to have a talk about because it's no longer really like they might as well be throwing like soccer balls into the Dr. Pepper bottle.
Yeah.
Or maybe even bottles of Dr. Pepper would be better actually.
Right.
I would probably like that more than a barrel or, a bucket full of footballs that they're trying to just like loft into a giant hole in a soda bottle.
If you watched any of the games from championship weekend, you saw the Dr. Pepper tuition toss is, I believe, what it's called. Mm-hmm. But to me right now, it should be called the Dr. Pepper tuition chest pass because that's all.
Chest pass. Yes. Yes.
That's all it's become. Like, and look, not to like, hit them with back in my day, but back in my day, people actually used to throw a football the way a football is supposed to be thrown. Okay. And back in my day, those kids earned their tuition. They earned their $100,000 check from Dr. Pepper. Okay. Now
they didn't cheat the system.
They did not cheat the system. Nowadays, you've got kids throwing like this. Okay. All right. A little flick of the wrist, who throws a football like that? To me, you should be disqualified from not just winning the tuition, but from going to college at all. You should be eliminated. You should not be allowed on a college campus if this is how you throw football. Okay. Especially at at sporting events like the Big 12 championship or the SEC championship. Like we're like, everything is about football at those universities. You can't go in like
you can't. No.
That's not a thing. If I ran for president, okay,
this would be the first thing you change.
If I ran for president, this would be on my platform. Okay. We all know, look, we've talked about it before. All movies, despite the genre, should have.
We're adding this to that list. Yes.
All right. We're also adding, make them actually throw football in tuition toss. All right. Vote for me in 2024. Well, yeah, I guess I am eligible now. 2024, vote for me because I'm running for president on those two platforms. And
you've got my vote instantly.
Maybe I'm just sticking up for like everyone who's like our age, who like when we were in college, like they were actually like they maybe missed out on football. I mean, missed out on scholarship money because they were throwing a football like an actual football
normally, yeah.
thrown. But now it's like they're just picking up the football and chest passing it. That's not a football toss. Like you said, they should change the ball if they're going to do that.
Well, and I would be okay with it, even if they were just grabbing ball and still throwing it overhand, even if they weren't on the laces, like like just pick it up and just throw it overhand like that. There should be a rule that you need to be throwing it.
Yes,
not like this, not like that, like this,
right? Yes.
And
they've got 17 referees watching this damn thing. So like, you could easily make one of those refs' job to be like the overhand ref. You have to just make sure they throw overhand.
Like any balls that they throw underhand, they have to actually take them out. So they have to stop the clock.
Do you remember Bozo the Clown?
I do.
Like Bozo the Clown used to have that ping pong toss game, like where you toss the ping pong ball into the bucket.
Yes. And tried to get it to stay in there. Right.
Like the really young kids who didn't understand rules would like walk past the line and just drop the ball in the bucket. That to me is what the chest pass is in the Dr. Pepper tuition throw. Like if you're going to chest pass it, that's walking across the line and dropping the ping pong ball in the bucket. It's not hard. That's not hard to do this. The whole point of the rings, there's a reason you're throwing footballs to throw it like a football. Like if Bryce Young was out there throwing passes like this, he wouldn't be up for the Heisman this week. Is it crazy? Am I crazy for thinking of football to be thrown like a football? Am I crazy for doing that?
I'm glad that we were able to have this conversation because this is something that needs to get more attention. Like, and maybe we need to contact Dr. Pepper. I don't know what we need to do. These conferences, maybe.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
Dr. Pepper, like you would think for a soda company that has as many flavors as they do, 23.
Mm-hmm.
You would think they would be able to like, you know what? Something's wrong about this tuition toss. And it's been going on for years. It was like 10 years ago, I want to say, maybe.
I would be interested to see at what point the shift sort of happened to underhand or chest.
Well, I remember I almost feel like I watched the one where like the person changed the game. It was like the one person was throwing overhanded, like throwing footballs, and the other person was just like was taking them and chest passing it. And at the time, I remember we were all
smoked them probably.
We were like, oh damn, I think they just found like a glitch in the game. Like
it's like Kenny Pickett with the fake slide. Like this, everyone watching, they were like, "Wait a second!" Like
I love that we're anti them outlawing the fake slide, but we are anti them like outlawing the chest pass. Like it makes the game easier. It makes the game like it. I don't know. To me, it's just like look, and forgive my French, pardon my French, but these dweebs. Okay. Like if these dweebs are going to freaking throw a football, they need to throw a football. If they're going to be given free tuition money, if they're going to be given $100,000 scholarship, they need to learn to throw a damn football. And that's not just me like that. That's just me looking out for them. Because if you go to a college, you will only be better for it if you know how to throw a damn football. Because the kids who don't know how to throw footballs, those are the kids that leave college without any friends. I'm just looking out for people.
At least they get free tuition, I guess. But you're right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Free tuition. Yeah, have fun. Have fun at the library, nerd. Jeez.
Dork.
Anyway, all right. Let's get to our. Well, look. I didn't even change it on here yet. The 3 for 3 NFL picks. It's actually changed. We changed the name of it to 3 bad picks.
3 bad picks, because that's exactly what we deliver you every week.
Every single week.
Once again, we just fell short once again, and another 2-1 week for me. And Austin, unfortunately, was 1-2. So
yeah, all right.
You could be.
Yeah.
Well, but the point is that you could be making a lot of money by taking the opposite of our picks.
Yes, that's the one thing to take away from this.
Yes,
we pick 3 games every week. Whoever, if either of us get all 3 of our picks right, we get 3 minutes uninterrupted to talk about whatever the hell we want on the next week's episode.
So, without further ado, here are this week's bad picks. And I'm curious to see if we have any of the same ones, because last week we both had the 49ers and told everyone to take the Seahawks because they were guaranteed to win. That's exactly what happened. Seahawks won outright. So this week, I'm taking a team that's close to home for you, Austin. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans -9.5 off a bye week. Off a bye week. I love them. I mean, they dominate the Jags. Come on. But love the Titans. Also, I love the Washington football team. They've been having a very incredible year, actually.
I love them too, but I'm terrified to pick them because I know they've almost been too hot,
Yeah, and you're right. And the way things are going with the Cowboys too, I mean, they're obviously a very good team. So I'm still going to take the football team at home, getting 4.5 points.
All right.
And then my last pick of the week, this is just a stupid pick, but I'm taking the Raiders 9.5 +9.5. The Chiefs are just not good.
The Raiders,
Chiefs are just not. Yeah, getting 9.5 in Kansas City. So sorry to the Cinnaboys out there. I haven't been impressed with what I've seen from Patrick Mahomes or really any of the Chiefs.
Yeah, but the only thing is, like,
the Raiders are also very bad too. But
the Chiefs just dominate that division. Like, their division kind of sucks. And this is coming from a Titans fan who, like, notably, the Titans division sucks. So if anyone if anyone knows like a division that sucks, it's me. And like that division kind of sucks. Like,
well, I mean, the Texans were the first team mathematically eliminated. So, and I think the Jags aren't too far behind them.
The AFC West is the AFC South with just a fresh coat of paint.
It is.
Like they have better records than the teams in the South, but are they really that good? Like, do the Broncos scare anyone? Do the Raiders scare anyone?
No.
The Chargers, who you could even say is the best of that bunch, do they scare anyone?
Not yet, at least. Not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, but I agree.
Last week, you and I both took the 49ers over the Seahawks.
Good.
And they obviously lost. That was your only loss of the week. You would have been perfect if you'd done that.
Yes.
We both said if we're both picking this game, you should take the opposite of it. So in a sense, we were kind of right in saying
we were. Yeah, and we should have switched our picks, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Right. If you and I ever agree on one pick, we should both switch. We should both switch. But the one win I had last week, football team over the Raiders. AD, do you remember the Raiders coin flip guy?
Yes.
The fan that flipped a coin for every game.
He was wrong. He was wrong, right? He picked the Raiders.
He was wrong. Yeah. He wasn't. The coin was wrong. The coin was wrong.
Yeah.
And the football team won. I went against the coin flip. The coin flip had not missed a week all season. 12 weeks had not missed. And I went against the coin flip. So
you won.
Look,
maybe you're due.
Am I more powerful than the Raiders coin flip? Am I more? Do I know better than the coin flip? People are asking, AD.
Perhaps.
People are asking. So know that as I go into my picks this week, know that you should go with me on all of my picks this week because they're all gonna
I'm going to.
Because technically, the football team over the Raiders was that in the 4:00 window yesterday?
It was.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So technically, that was the most recent. Oh no, wait. So was the 49ers Seahawks, wasn't it? Damn it.
Yeah,
Never
was,
mind.
yeah.
All right. Forget what I said. But just know that I'm on a roll with this. For winning against the Raiders coin flip. So I'm going Chargers minus 10.5 over the Giants. Am I crazy, AD? Here I was just clowning the Chargers, and here I'm like, yeah, they'll definitely cover that 10.5 point spread over the Giants.
Yes, I would call you crazy, but both Daniel Jones and Mike Glennon are out for Sunday, so I think they're down to like Jake Fromm.
And Logan Ryan is their emergency quarterback.
And he's cornerback. He got hurt this past weekend. So
did he?
Yeah, they thought he tore his ACL. He didn't. But he won't be playing Sunday. So
damn. Well, never mind.
Oh, wait, Logan Ryan. Sorry, I was thinking of Logan Thomas.
Oh, Logan Thomas, the tight end for the
Logan Ryan is the defender.
Logan Ryan is the corner for the
He did not get hurt. He did not get hurt. Okay,
he did not get hurt. Okay, you scared me there. I was like, what the but I'm taking Chargers minus 10.5 over Giants. We're one injury away from seeing Logan Ryan at quarterback for the Giants, and I would love to see that. The Bengals minus 1.5 over the Niners.
Okay.
Bengals are bouncing back. The Bengals almost bounced. They spotted the Chargers 24 points in that game and still almost came back and won.
Back to the Bengals. Well, I see. You took them last week.
I did take them last week. I think it was that win over the Steelers, I think that like it just the Bengals have something in them where they can go off at any moment.
They can.
It's just they very rarely use it. And then lastly, the Ravens, the underdog against the Browns, they're getting 2.5 points. Give me the Ravens plus 2.5 over the Browns.
Browns off a bye too.
I would possibly even take the Ravens straight up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ravens.
I don't like the Ravens. I don't like them this season. They win games they shouldn't. They lose games like on Sunday against your Steelers, dude. They lost that game. They probably shouldn't have lost that game, but look, I'm glad they did. All 4 of the AFC's top teams are 8-4 now, which is wild.
That's crazy.
And yeah, so that's those are my picks for the
all right
pick. All right. You want to get into it?
Let's get to the Frank fact. Frank is our good friend who each week just gives us these facts and I heard the reaction that Austin had when he read the fact today, and they just leave you stunned. They drop your jaw. They, just they're crazy. And he used to write for us, and now he just gives us these facts, and it's something to marvel at, and you'll see why.
All right. This week's Frank fact, okay, is you are supposed to apply deodorant at night before bed, not in the morning. You are supposed to apply deodorant at night at bed. Before bed, not in the morning.
That's kind of like a mind bender, it's and I feel like I do this sometimes. Like if I take a shower at night, like if I was like working out or, just need a shower at night, I will shower. And then I always do put on deodorant. Like if I'm going to bed right after, I do still put on deodorant. So I do kind of do this already, but only when I shower at night. I feel like I would smell so bad if I only put it on at night though. Like you and I both sweat very much.
We have what is known as the huff sweats.
I just don't think I could do this. I don't think this is something that we could even do.
The huff sweats is not exclusive to my family either. Like it's not exclusive to like just our family. It is. I had a buddy in high school named Matt Huff. No relation. That's right. He also had the huff sweats. It is a name thing. It is not just a
has
a
nothing.
family.
Yeah, nothing to do. It is just a name. Like,
It is well
and
branded. Yes.
yes,
Aptly named. But yeah, you were supposed to apply deodorant at night before bed, not in the morning. This blows my mind. What blows my mind about this the most, though, is like we don't have reasoning why. We don't know why. It's just the frank fact. And you have to take the frank fact at face value.
and do your own research afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. You're wasting your time because, as we've proven time and time again, the frank fact is 100% right every single week. And if Frank's fact this week is that you're supposed to apply deodorant before bed, not in the morning, then look, I mean, here I've been applying deodorant wrong my entire life, and I can't question it. And I don't know why. I don't know why this is. I don't know who is saying you're supposed to do this, like where this is even coming from. But if it comes from the frank fact, we got to live by it.
Like big deodorant, like is trying to get you to use more deodorant.
Right.
But this, I just don't think, like, if I did this, and maybe I'll test it out. But if I did this, I just know, like, fast forward like to like 5 p.m. that next day, that's what, like, I'm gonna be smelling. Like, I can't do this,
and that's how I feel. Yeah. But like, how do we know that? Like, maybe the deodorant lasts longer if you put it on at night. We don't know, AD. We've been doing it wrong our whole lives.
But even if you did this, like, let's say like tomorrow or tonight, even I put on deodorant before bed and then go all day tomorrow. Even if I don't smell, in my mind, I will be thinking that I smell. just because, like, it's like habit. Like, I just, throw some on. I don't put much on, just a swipe or two.
Yeah.
Just to start my day, that's if I don't, I will smell.
Oh, I've been given in addition to this frank fact. In addition, it says if you do apply deodorant in the morning rather than at night, you throw football like this. It's the frank fact. I don't know what to tell you. It's the frank fact.
If you or a loved one puts deodorant on the morning, please have them throw a football.
Well, look, actually don't. Please don't, because you'll be embarrassed.
Well, unless they're in the Dr. Pepper
the
chest pass toss.
Chest pass toss. Thank you, AD. All right. Look, go to our YouTube page, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers by the first of the year. If we get there, I'm going shirtless for an episode. AD's going hatless for an episode. Okay. We would really appreciate it. Just go to our YouTube. Go to youtube.com/corkbats. It's corked with a K. Subscribe, and it helps us get to our goal. 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Trying to get
Last time I looked, we were approaching 940. So we're getting up there. So
yeah, where are we right now?
It would be nice to have 950 before the 15th. Wouldn't that be nice to be halfway through December and 50 away from our goal? I think that would be very nice. But
so here we are on YouTube. We're at 934. 934 right now.
All right.
Got a lot of fun stuff. Obviously, we got the junk drawer streaming there live every week. But then we also have some personalized videos. We got all of our breakdowns, got the T-Rav tasters, Bachelorette recaps, things that I like, including our guy Dan Campbell on there. Just a ton of videos, some great interviews. I'm telling you, like our YouTube page, it's a treasure trove of solid content.
Yeah,
give us a follow. Right. We actually just dropped this video. It's a montage of everything that we've done. Just a montage of everything that we've done.
Great videos too
in this year and last. And then also we've got this video of our guy AD when I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for AD's wedding. So you can check out all of that. Obviously, like, our view count sucks because our followings on there sucks, which is why we're trying to get it up. So go ahead and give us our view count will hopefully go up higher. We've got some on our breakdowns and stuff. But yeah, get in there and subscribe to our page. We're just trying to get it higher. That's all we're doing. That's really all it is.
We'd appreciate it.
AD, you got anything for the road?
Yeah, actually, it's a reminder for myself as well because I haven't done it yet. Don't forget to water those plants out there. They need a little H2O. And
might be the first
also,
time you've actually watered the plants.
Actually watered them on camera. Well, and this also reminds me, everyone's getting, Christmas trees, for those who celebrate. Don't forget to water those because they need a lot of water, especially early on. And it just reminded me that I need to water mine. So
unless they're fake, then
unless they're fake, yes, yeah,
right.
True.
Shout out Team Fake Trees out there. Stand strong, guys. Stand strong. The guys, subscribe, like and subscribe the podcast. We appreciate all of you who do. AD, you already did something for the road. Okay, how do I end this thing? What is the word I said?
Well, Austin, this could be your last episode. Not a father, or
look at me.
Before you were a father, yeah.
If you enjoyed my energy this week, enjoy it because it might not be back ever again because I'm about to be a father. My gosh. Yeah.
Well, and good luck to you and your wife, Meredith. Love you guys, and good luck with everything, man.
Thank you, man.
It's gonna be glorious.
Is that what I say at the end of every episode?
Thank you, man.
No, that's not it.
No. Oh, it's we were just talking about it in the beginning. Ahoy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Ahoy.